So these are the materials that I use to make my ankle weights. Just keep in mind, if you are using a thinner cotton fabric, you do want to use a material that's a little sturdy as your base, such as felt, to keep it from ripping. When you're running, you definitely don't want to see a trail of sand following behind you, so keep that in mind when you're making this. For my fabric, I cut about 6 inches by 14 inches, but feel free to adjust to your size. For my webbing, I just used half of a yard, which made it 18 inches. Make sure you melt the ends to prevent any fraying. This was actually my favorite part because I got to play with fire. Next, you're going to take out your D-rings. Make sure they're 1 inch or whatever size webbing you use, make sure it can fit through. You're going to fold your webbing about 1 inch, and then you're going to fit your D-ring in there. And then you're just going to sew along the edge of that wherever you folded it, and seal that D-ring right in there. Once you've sewn your webbing, the next thing you're going to do is add your Velcro. The Velcro that you use needs to be about 13 inches long. Make sure that the type of Velcro that you use is hook and tape, which means that when you fold it over, it would actually tape to itself. Now go ahead and clip or pin your Velcro to the webbing. Once you're done doing that, go ahead and sew along the edge of the Velcro just to secure it to the webbing. Alright, once it's all sewn together, you can go ahead and test the hook and fold situation with the Velcro. And look at that, it attaches right to itself. Next, you're going to take one of the pieces of the fabric and you're going to lay your webbing right at the center. And because this part is really hard to explain, you can sew around the dotted lines. Once that piece is sewn together, next you want to take your other piece of fabric and flip it over so it's right sides facing. Then you're going to clip or pin along the edges, leaving about 3 inches of room so that you can actually flip over your fabric. And if you don't understand what that means, stay tuned and watch. So again, once you're done clipping around it, make sure that room is left over there. And then you're going to sew along the edge, making sure you actually leave that room open. Once it's sewn, now this is the part. You are going to actually flip over the fabric so that the right sides are facing outwards. Once you are done that, you're going to sew along the center of the fabric, and that allows for 2 separate sandbags. You can do multiple sandbags if you want, but I chose to do 2. Now here's the fun part. This is where you're going to actually start adding your weight. So I chose to do sand, and I use a funnel just to limit the amount of mess I was making. You can use a scale to measure out how much you want, but for me, because I didn't have access to a scale, I just kind of did a guess on each sandbag. It's probably like £1 pound per bag. I don't know. Once you're done adding the sand, now you're going to sew along the edge of the opening and you are done. Hope you enjoyed this quick tutorial on how to make ankle weights.